Finley is a peaceful riverina town that's surrounded by farmland, only 10 minutes drive from the Victorian border and the waters of the mighty Murray River. The Finley Rodeo is now in its 30th year, and Rod Harris and his brother Rick took over the event in the 90s, and it's now a major event for the rural town.
Well, we got some top riders here, you know, like top bulls and top riders and top horses, and we're expecting probably 2,000 to 3,000 people at our rodeo tonight.
Gary McPhee was involved in the first rodeo in 1984 and has provided stock for the event ever since.
It's been a great rodeo for a lot of years, so yeah, it has a great following.
The ladies kicked off this year's competition in Finley with the barrel racing. This has to be the toughest event to win in rodeo at the moment. There are so many quality cowgirl competitors, and people come from all over the country to take part in events just like this. Today was a perfect example of how close the competition is. Of the 6 racers who placed in today's event, all were within 0.3 of a second of each other. Here's to Neil Little, who took out the event with a 16.56 second ride. Once the barrels were cleared away, Terry Everson showed the crowd why he's a 15-time national finalist, outclassing the field with his 10-second run to take out the rope and tie.
Have a look at the hands, Peter, that beautiful.
It was a case of history repeating itself in the steer wrestling. Paul Kenny made it 2 years in a row with a 3.75 second masterclass. The ladies in the breakaway competition had a very tough task ahead of them, as earlier in the morning Nicole Fitzpatrick made history in her first Finley rodeo, breaking the Australian record by roping her calf in 1.85 seconds.
So it is a fair bit to do with timing to get your like the fastest time. So there wasn't that much on the barrier today, so you could kind of make sure your calf was going and go with it.
One of Finley's feature events is scarcely seen at rodeos nowadays, the Poley Buck Jump. It's an event that reflects the bronc riding of yesteryear, when station hands would come in from the surrounding areas and use their stock saddles to compete. Riders have 2 tasks, cracking a stock whip and riding a bucking horse. Points are awarded in both categories and are then combined to give the overall score. Tyler Pendergast was the standout at this year's event. He only received 23 points for the ride, but his ability with the whip gave him an extra 60 points, making a combined total of 83.
Yeah, look, it was a little bit wild western before I actually got on it, played up a little bit in the chute, and then yeah, look, I got on it and it come out, and the first few ones are pretty juicy, and then I sort of got into a bit of a rhythm where I cracked the whip, sort of done a bit of flair, a few tricks and stuff to try and gain a few extra points, and yeah, it flattened out a little bit towards the end where I could show off a little bit more, which worked out pretty good.
Onto the saddle bronc ride, and the 2 Anglin brothers were hoping it would be a family affair, with both coming off wins in Deniliquin and Tumbarumba. Reese is constantly high on the winners list but was riding injured, and Cody was going to have to overcome the 4 times bucking horse of the year, Cheyenne Top Girl. For Cody, success was only just out of his reach, falling slightly short of the 8-second mark on what would have otherwise been a high-scoring ride. Little brother Reese was up next. With a top piece of riding on the McPhee mare, Cajun Lady, Reese received 85 points to take out the event. Over the past 5 years, the Bareback event has been a one-man show in Finley. Fred Osmond has taken out the event 4 times in 4 years, so today he had the chance to make it 5 in a row. On a horse named Ridiculous, Fred's form in Finley was just that. With an 81-point ride, Fred Osmond continues his dominance as the Finley Bareback champ.
I've been coming to Gary's rodeos for a lot of years and seen all these young horses, and like I said, I'd seen that horse before and I knew it was kind of western and lively, you know, just like all these young horses are. So I just thought I'd ride it the same as all of them, you know.
The crowd got amongst all the rodeo action in Finley this year, but the bull ride is when the audience really ends up on the edge of their seats. Let's go back and check out what happened in the first round of the open bull riding. Rookie of the Year front-runner Sean Lynch was the first to make his mark. On the bull named Blow Me Apart, he scored 79 points. After his win in Tumbarumba, Brad Pearce was always going to be one to watch. Unfortunately, the bull's step toe was able to throw Brad just before the 8 seconds was up. When they cracked the gate on Drover's Run, Luke Fielder rode him to a standstill. Rincey Jemison keeping Luke on his toes at the end there. So after the first half of the rides were complete, only 2 scores were on the board. Sean Lynch was out in front with 79, and Luke Fielder's ride earned him 75 points. In the final round at Finley, Troy Wilkinson got the crowd amped on the bull called Outback. Looked like a great ride, but he lost his concentration and balance right at the end. A score of 83 points takes Troy to the lead. Just not sure how much that lapse at the end cost him. One of the last rides for Finley went to Western Australian cowboy Jared Oversby on the bull Blood and Bone. That ride put him in front of Troy Wilkinson with 85 points. A fantastic effort to come in right at the end and take home the money.
Yeah, no, it was real good. I didn't know the bull or nothing, but he just come out and did his job, and I was lucky enough to be there for the 8. You can't ask for a nice spinning bull. That's what you want every bull to do, just out there and around the left into the end.
The Finley Rodeo was one to remember with plenty of thrills and spills. The town will surely continue to get behind this great event in the future.